Hello, we're gonna take a look today about interesting sport involved paired board on in 5 card Omaha games. For example, we own a button hand like Queen Queen 10-10, single race board, and we have a board like Queen 7-7. Big blind check, we bet, he calls 3, we bet, he calls 9, we bet, he shows. Fits like he almost always have quads there, and at least because Queen 7 almost always just a call, no one would turn it into bluff. Sometimes it can be like 9-9, but it's almost quads. Let's check it and let's try to understand why it happens on could be on average games. For this we can look on range research. I make range research about players with PEEP from 20 to 45 and with pre-flop raise from 15 to 25 with 100 plus hands on passive normal below 100 average tables. So it's regular with about minus 4 BB on 100 hands. And if we look on his reaction on pair board, we can see that on flop such cluster of pairs make an average 43 folds and 45 on turn, and on big size about 70 on river. So you can check on different sizing. It's about 63, 52, 46 and 42 on flop, and then on turn in average 60, 50, 42, 32 and big amount on the river. And I make special stat about call, raise on paired board out of position, and I found that the statistic in average on such players is about 2.8%, and it's look like it's almost quads, because on many boards we can use because if we make basic calculation, we could see that if opponent stay with 0.58 hands on flop and then on turn, it's about still only 0.33% of the range. And if we look on ranges, we could see that on many boards, quads, it's about 1% of the range of big blind versus button. So if we have only a third of our range, we can multiply this one on 3, and we get 3 points of range that shows that this one from 33 is about 3%. So it's look like on many boards passive regulars could have only quads on such boards. But let's take a look on different boards and different situations that can happen. For example, on board like with deuces, on low pair boards we have less quads, about 0.22%. 3 we have only 0.27. fourth 0.35, fifth 0.47, and seventh 0.71, and similar. More cards, higher cards, more distribution of quads, because range of big blind, less fold with pairs that higher. And on boards like king, queen, 4, big blind have about 2% of quads on the flop, and if he fold about 50 or 42 on flop and 42 on turn, then on river he could have about 6% of the quads of his range will be quads. So if we want to make bet call, we need that he should to have about 1/3 of the bluffs. And let's take a look what kind of bluffs we should to have when we on big blind and we want to fold opponent with full house, and what cards should your opponent have to make you bet call versus them on not bet fold or go on another strategies. And if we look on boards such as queen 9-9, we would find very funny thing. We will find that solver wouldn't bluff queen 9-9 because it's nothing to value bet from, but we can see that our bluffs is going from different hands with queen, like queen or one queen, 10-10, jack, so different floats that usual player could overfold on turn, because queen, jack, 8-7 on such board on second barrel, it's probably fold versus field, because in general people over tight or under bluff and overfold. And we should also see that even here, when solver want to make bet call on the river, there is around half of the quads that don't river, or another half that don't flop. So field would have even more quads, especially on GG poker and such sites, because it have jackpots for 4 of kinds from 8s, so 8-8, 9-9 and such quads don't have any, they don't want to make you fold with your street flash draw, cards that can make you street flash, because jackpot is very big on GG poker. So you can think that it would be even more quads that it should be on such GTO play. So and we could see that in average on GTO folds on 1/3 34%, 1/2 34%, but in fact field fought much more. So it's other point that your opponents could be under bluff on such spot. So we need to be very careful when calling river raises with hands that only slightly better than trips. Of course, with power sizing and without no strong dynamics. So if your opponent is 50 on 20, he raises a lot, you're in heads up, that it could be a very different situation. But in general, we need to be little cautious. And about the higher the pair on board, the more likely villain has quads. Bluffs are rare. If someone raises, it's assumed it's strong unless you have a good reason to believe otherwise. Adjust your sizing and rise accordingly. Think about blockers, donk frequencies, and open tendencies, because GTO show you how to play when it's no every time it know full strategy against each himself, but your opponents could play very different. And more higher card, more quads there will be in the range. So if you enjoyed, like it, subscribe, share with your friends, especially with those who play Omaha 5 tables. And next time we'll look at the same times of sports but in 3-bet ports. Thanks for watching, take care, and good luck. Bye.